Hello, this is video log 10 on the 15th of September 2017. I woke up this morning with the horrific sort of elbow pain, and I've had this a few times recently, and I think what it is when the elbow joint subluxes in my sleep or even dislocates, and then I just wake up in absolute agony and it's really difficult to move the arm at all, but once I sort of manage to bend the elbow, the joint goes back into place and then I can move it again. So there's not really much that any medics can do for this, but some things I found helpful that I normally use are tiger balm, or this stuff is amazing, deep heat. So I usually just rub those into the affected joints multiple times a day, and it doesn't completely get rid of the pain, but it just takes the edge off, which is enough for me to be able to cope with the day. So there's some other good news today. I had a call from the neurologist and she said that she's sorting out this wheelchair referral for me, and she asked me some questions and filled in the correct form, and she said that she's going to send it off as soon as possible. So that means hopefully I'll be able to be eligible to be assessed for an NHS motorised wheelchair, because with all my shoulder and joint problems in general, it's been difficult for me to use the self-propelling wheelchair for a while, and I just can't really use it at all now. So I'm really happy about that, because I'd been chasing that one up for months, since June or July, and it's just finally worked out. So I'm waiting to hear back from the assessment centre about when I can go in and try out the wheelchairs, and I'm really excited about that. And there was a time just a few years ago where I would have been dreading the thought of getting into a wheelchair, but I'm excited by the prospect now, because anything that will just make my life easier and mean I'm more able to go out of the house is, you know, amazing. I've still got the sort of same problem with my shoulder, and you can see it's sort of tilted down now, but actually what I've discovered is that I can put it back into place, but then as soon as I stand up with the arm hanging down, it just slips right back out of the joint. So I'll just try and show you. This is how far I can get it on its own, moving it, which I think is because it's subluxed. And then if I force it up with the other arm, hold both my arms up, put them back down. You can see it's much more even now, which means it's back in place, but as soon as I stand up or the arm hangs down at all, it just pulls right back out of place. So I think I'm going around with it subluxed or dislocated like most of the time, whenever I'm upright basically. So, you know, the appointment with the shoulder specialist can't come soon enough. We've also had some, we're doing some building work on the house, which is going to be a bit disruptive for me, because it's hard for me to get around. I've been having to use my walking frame, especially the last few days in the house. You know, it's like something that you push along with wheels, and it's got a seat on it, so that if I start fainting I can just sort of land myself on the seat. And I've been having to use that a lot the last few days in particular, because I just have this feeling that I'm going to faint all the time. I've ordered some salt and electrolyte tablets off the internet to see if that'll help me, because I've heard good things about them in online discussions about pots. I think the builders are coming back on early next week, and they're going to be here every day for 6 weeks, so it's going to be difficult for me to move around the house, and it's also going to be quite awkward having people here all the time when I'm just here in bed, sort of generally being a disabled person, but I'm sure I'll get through it. And at the end we'll have a new art studio built in the roof space, so that'll be good, and hopefully I can use it for some of my illustration work. Oh, you can see now that my shoulder's already fallen back out of place. I'm just looking in the camera now, I can see it's lower on that side, so yeah, you see what I mean, it just slips out of place all the time. I'm not even standing up or letting the weight fall down. It's just really irritating. But, you know, there's nothing I can do about it, I just have to live with it. That's it for now, I think.